So the Modern Warfare reveal is finally happening. I got like fucking 6 different streams open up, 20 different videos. I got so much shit opened up and linked and just everything. I got some raw gameplay being sent to me and downloaded and shit so I can like start looking at shit frame by frame. I'm excited. I'm way more excited than I thought I would be. So the Modern Warfare reveal trailer has finally come out. They used like fucking Metallica and Enter Sandman and shit on there, which was really cool because it gave like a nice classic COD feel to it. It made a really good trailer, honestly, looking at it. I know obviously the trailers never really pan out the exact way that I remember Modern Warfare 2 where they released a trailer that was like some capture the flag shit and they had a guy with the riot shield like pressing around the corner and they're like communicating with each other saying, yeah, we're pressing the flag, I'm right in front of you. They're communicating all of that for like one single flag cap. They made it look as epic as possible like they always do. Then you get to the real game and yeah, it's not the same. Not like it's false advertisement, but like shit just does not pan out the way that they usually do in those trailers. They try to make them look like movies. These games don't play out like movies. They play like there's fucking people with GFUEL injected into their fucking veins. So I know a lot of the people that ended up going out to this whole capture event thing, all the stuff that they're bringing out there, all the gameplay they've captured. I talked to Tessie, I talked to Pamaj, I talked to Dirty, I talked to a bunch of different people. There's just so much information and so much shit that's different, but the same, but not exactly the same. It's weird, man. So gameplay wise, looking at it, a lot of people are like comparing it to Rainbow Six or Battlefield and shit. I don't see the Rainbow Six similarity. Maybe like next to the realism and shit like that, but we all really know Call of Duty is not realistic. It's just not a realistic game. It's an arcade game, 100%. Running around, jumping, sliding, drop shotting, all sorts of shit. One thing I will say about the jumping on this game though, apparently already, Tessie and a bunch of other people were telling me as far as sniping goes and jumping around and shit, that's probably in general for all of them, but jump shotting is not nearly as good as it was previously, especially in Black Ops 4 with how good it was back on there. Your gun kind of swings everywhere. You can still kill people jumping around, but it's just not really that good. So this is actually pretty funny. So as soon as that trailer dropped, look at all the new people that are queuing for Modern Warfare Remastered. I knew you guys would come back onto this game once you saw the gameplay on there, but this is what I've been told anyway. If you want to compare the movement and the feeling of the game to any game, it's probably closest to Ghosts, in the sense of you still have the knee slide, but jumping is kind of nerfed, so it's not gonna be like Black Ops 4. It's not like that. The time to kill is super fast. Literally like 2 fucking bullets and you're dropped. Apparently getting shot in the head is a huge deal as well in the game. Like in Call of Duty before, if you, especially were over distances with an AR or something like that, if you shoot somebody in the head one time, it probably isn't gonna kill them. Literally just 1 bullet anyway, it probably won't kill, especially in Black Ops 4 with how much HP you have. So even with the 100 HP, people were surviving just single headshots and stuff like that. On Modern Warfare, from what I know, you get shot in the head, you're dead. It's done. And sure, maybe in that sense you could compare it to Rainbow Six, where Rainbow Six, you get shot in the head, you're basically dead. I know it's weird to say getting shot in the head and not dying, but you know what I'm saying. So looking at the gameplay that a lot of people have put up, I mean, I think red gunning and everything on this game is just gonna be fucking insane. Like, I think the people that are gonna be going for like gameplays and shit, Dismo, K3, all those guys out there that have posted like all the pub stomping shit, I think honestly, even for snipers, this might be the game to go back to that whole like stomping, calling kill streaks in, smashing lobbies and shit. Like, I remember back on MW2, even though you would go for clips, you would run like the typical kill streak setup, like you'll run your Barrett 50 cal or some shit like that. MW2, Barrett 50 cal, running around, you get your Harrier, call that in, get Pablo in there with like a chopper gunner or an AC-130 and you just draw 100+ kills. I think that'll feel good for everybody. Like, even if it's frustrating and the kill streaks are like strong as shit, as long as they make it pretty easy to be able to like, shoot them down or be able to combat them in some way, I think everything will pretty much level it out. For me personally, I'm just saying this year, just fuck it. Just break everything. Fuck it. Make all the guns strong as shit, make the sniper strong as shit, make the kill streak strong as shit, make the perks and attachments and everything really, really strong, so everything at least feels good and rewarding to use. Nothing feels worse than getting on Black Ops 4. Imagine working your ass off to get 5 kills and you get a 30-second UAV. It's just not rewarding. So the AX-50 sniper rifle that you ended up seeing in most of the gameplay for the sniper rifles and shit, that sniper rifle looks like it's probably gonna be the main one. This Call of Duty is different in the sense that attachments literally make almost completely separate guns. Then I saw a couple people, I think Curtis, Dirty, trying to soup up this one scout rifle and he was running around with it. You could soup these guns up in different ways to make them act way different. From what I know, there is actually quick draw as well. I don't know shit about the perks though. I do know that there is one perk that allows allows your kill streaks to actually count towards your kill streak. Like if you had your Predator missile at 5 kills or whatever, just like in Modern Warfare 2, if you wanted to get your Harrier and your Predator missile ended up getting 2 kills, now you can use your 7 kill streak, your Harrier. Regardless of the names and stuff, there's one perk in there that I know for sure is there. I didn't hear anyone say anything about dead silence, which is kind of weird. A lot of people are saying you can't even hear footsteps with the amount of like firing and explosions and all sorts of shit that are going on. And it still seems kind of weird to not have dead silence in the game, but maybe there's some sort of other version of it or whatever, but it's not a perk if it is, at least from what I've heard anyway. The cross-platform shit was confirmed, so that's gonna be fucking huge. No more getting stuck with just a couple lobbies. Hopefully things will be, you know, more lively and shit with all of that. A lot of people are thinking that this is gonna spark a whole debate between Xbox versus PS4. I mean, maybe, sure, if we want to be fun about it, but it really doesn't matter. Came up playing on PS2 back when I was playing Call of Duty 2 and COD 1 and shit. Switched over to Xbox. Now I've been on PS4 the past few years, just wherever the exclusivity shit is going, where as far as like DLC shit early, just so I can show people stuff. Past that point, it doesn't really matter what console you're on, dude. It really doesn't. So without the attachments, the AX50, the way that it scopes in, or maybe even all of the sniper rifles, they scope in incredibly slow without any of those attachments on. It goes incredibly slow. Slower than anything we've ever experienced, at least from just looking at the gameplay anyway. That's what it looks like. And I didn't go frame by frame seeing how long it actually takes to scope in, but yeah, it looks like quick draw is an absolute must. There's not really a choice here, at least not for the playstyle we're going for anyway. Aggressive sniping and shit like that definitely are gonna need quick draw. The kill feed is also there for an incredibly long time, but again, since the betas, like the past, I don't even know how many betas at this point. The earlier versions of the games have always had these incredibly long kill feeds. I don't know why they do that. Maybe it's like some sort of memory thing or some shit like that. I don't know. But there's always this thing where people end up seeing the kill feed during the beta or early gameplays and stuff, and they're like, why does it last so long? I don't like the colors. I don't like the text. I don't like how bold it is or how see-through it is or whatever. There's all sorts of people that always complain about that thing. I honestly think there hasn't been a genuinely bad kill feed in a Call of Duty since, what, fucking Ghost? I think the Ghost kill feed was just too weird, and it literally was just because it was just placed in a different spot. That's pretty much it. Apparently, it's also pretty glitchy too whenever you see any of the gameplay. Randomly, it'll go from like a mixture of holding 4 at a time to holding 5 at a time, and then in Pamaj's video at one point, it had 16 people in one kill feed at one time. It was bugging out. 16 people didn't die quickly, but it also doesn't always stay at like 16 people, but at one point, there were 16 people on the screen showing who lived and who died. So, I mean, the thing is clearly buggy. It's not like it's not gonna stay this way. If you got an issue with the kill feed, just give it time before we start actually complaining about it. It doesn't look like, as far as the AX50 goes, it doesn't look like it's getting hardly any hit markers at all. I was seeing a good amount of hit markers from people on their live streams when they were trying to use the scout rifles, but I think a lot of people that are live streaming this at the moment, not to disrespect Shroud, Noah, all those guys out there. Noah, by the way, was dominating people on controllers, so all those people worried about PC players, relax. If you're good at the game, you'll be fine. It doesn't matter. People are so worried about these like crackhead PC players as if they're just gonna be leagues above everybody else. Yes, it's true, they have a higher ceiling. Trust me, once you become good enough on a controller, the ceiling isn't that much lower. It's just my opinion anyway. I've played against PC players before. I've used a controller on PC before against PC players. It doesn't feel much different, man. It's all the same shit. They're either good or they're bad, and that's it, regardless of what they're using. AX50 doesn't look like it gets like next to any hit markers at all. It probably can, obviously, if you shoot somebody like in the foot or something like that, but it seems powerful, period. I don't even know what the sensitivity goes up to. I think it might be 20 or something like that. Heard some people were playing on shit like 7, other people in 11. Testy, it looks like he was probably playing on like 15 plus. You guys are playing the 2v2 modes. Don't really give a single shit about these modes at all. Jesus, I mean, come on now. Shroud just hit a Willie G on somebody in the 2v2 already. I had 100% and he just straight up like Willie G no-scopes his ass. Dude, I know a lot of you guys probably don't even know what the fuck Willie G even is. That's so crazy to think about that people don't know this shit. People play Call of Duty, but they don't play Call of Duty. They don't know. In the trailer also, they ended up showing the tactical nuke and all that shit. Dude, there's just so much information. It's disgusting. As far as sniper rifles go, specifically, AX50 is one shot. Given it could just, it's consistent one shot, not guaranteed one shot at all times. A lot of attachments change the way that your gun acts and plays with drastically, like more than ever before. There are pros and cons to putting equipment and other things on your gun. It's kind of like real life, for example. Like, for example, if you put something pretty heavy on your gun, mobility is gonna go down, or your ADS is slower because your gun is heavier in the front and it's just a little bit harder to hold up and shit. It's just all sorts of little shit like that. This game is affecting that on a much bigger scale than what we're used to. We were used to, you know, here's a sight. Yes, some of these sights scope in slower or faster than others, but it didn't really affect the feel of the gun that much. This game apparently makes the gun feel like a completely different weapon. Like they were talking about how you could take an SMG, put enough attachments and shit on it, and it turns into an AR. It makes it possible to come up with a bunch of different combinations of shit, and kind of makes me excited to try out a whole bunch of different like attachments and all sorts of shit. But there's gonna be a ton of wiggle room. We're gonna be able to mess around with a whole lot of different shit, especially messing with like those scout rifles and stuff like that with some damage buffs on them. My initial reaction, it looks good. It looks different, but it looks good. As far as the pacing of the game goes, I've seen this 20v20 mode, and there's rumors that there's actually going to be a 50v50. 10v10 is good enough. I mean, unless the maps are incredibly huge, I have no idea. Cross-platform, 10v10, 20v20, potentially 50v50. But yeah, no mini-map, but you only need 2 or 3 kills in order to get your own personal UAV, which should be very, very easy. I can completely understand how other people wouldn't want to, you know, deal with that kind of shit. I feel like a lot of people would get used to it. Maybe have a game mode that has a radar versus, you know, not having a radar or whatever. I don't know. Do I feel like the game would play better with the radar? Probably. I mean, I can't imagine the radar being an issue in Call of Duty, but I don't think necessarily not having a radar is going to break the game in any way. I think no radar is going to make it so more people are definitely going to camp more, because you're not going to be able to tell, especially with just a silencer on. I mean, shit, it was already difficult enough to deal with people that ran around with their UAV jammers or whatever it is, or ghosts. I probably have missed so much shit as far as all that goes, but Nuke is back, kill streaks are back. There's a perk that allows your kill streaks to count towards your kill streak. Tactical insertion is in the game, but it's I think an equipment. It's on like a recharge, so you can like get it like maybe every minute and a half. I have no idea how long or how fast it's gonna you know, replenish, or if there's anything on there to be able to increase it or not. All really kind of depends on how the spawns go and stuff like that as well. With all the information that ended up coming out with this whole thing, we got the nukes, we got the kill streaks, we got a nice one-shot sniper rifle. Seems like with the right attachments, things are still doable. Shit, it even looks pretty good on the videos that all these other people ended up uploading, and they didn't even let them sit there and play it on like the highest settings, or record in a higher bit rate, or render shit out. So the beta is gonna be September 12th and 13th. Yeah, early access for PS4 is 12th to the 13th, and the 14th to 16th, it's open beta for PS4. Then we have a couple days off in between in the week, and then the second weekend, it's gonna be the crossplay beta. September 19th and 20th will be the early access for all of this shit. Then September 21st to 23rd is open beta for all platforms. We're gonna be able to actually experience the whole crossplay thing. So, I mean, just looking at the streams already, there are people that are playing together. There's PS4 players versus PC players and stuff. I'm assuming because of the partnership or whatever that they have with PlayStation, they don't have Xbox players there, but obviously they're showing that it works, at least on LAN anyway, so we'll see how that goes. But sniping looks good. I really can't say much more than that. I mean, there's a shit ton of information and stuff like that as well that came out. It's just, it's way too much information to cover by myself. Just concentrating on the sniping. Looks good, looks strong. Sucks you can't jump shot. Radar is kind of whatever, don't really care that much. Graphics look great, sound great. Obviously, people could definitely be skeptical about it. You know, they feel like they got burned by Black Ops 4 and shit, so that's completely fair as well. So just let me know down there. Anyway, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. My most recent videos are popping up on the screen here. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed, and yeah, it's been Jev, guys. Later.